The following is an ESG on-location video.
Welcome to VMworld here in Las Vegas. This is actually year 20, and so happy birthday to VMware itself. It's certainly changed a lot and grown up in that time. It's become so intrinsic. They would talk about bridging, boundaries, time, applications. That breadth and that scale is what makes it so intrinsic and so important. It's what makes the expo floor here so broad in itself, so many different aspects of IT represented, and it's why you're going to hear from so many of my colleagues. So I'll keep it very brief here. What did I really take away from this show? There's a lot of talk about innovation, but a huge focus on execution. And I think that's also what comes with being such an important part of the IT ecosystem. Over to my colleagues.
The big announcement that we saw here at VMworld 2018 clearly had to be the announcements of Amazon RDS, or Relational Database Services, on VMware. It's a real game changer for what people see in hybrid cloud. In the past, hybrid cloud has been very much about taking existing infrastructure, such as the VMware ESX hypervisor, and placing that up into a public cloud. We saw that with the VMware Cloud on AWS solution that's been out for a little bit over a year now. But now we're really talking about taking AWS services and putting them right down on a VMware system. This is that cloud down type hybrid cloud that I've been talking about for many years, where you're really focused on applications and services from a cloud perspective and deploying them to a local cloud infrastructure, in this case, VMware ESX. But this really could be a big game changer. It's a first sign that we're seeing a two-way relationship between what VMware and AWS is doing. AWS is getting access to the VMware install base, and there's an incredible possibility of different services from AWS, from EC2 on down, to be delivered right on a VMware system, and really leverage and take advantage of that large market share that VMware has on the infrastructure. And we definitely want to keep an eye on all the other hyperscalers and see if they need to go ahead and partner with other infrastructure vendors and deliver their own solutions.
I just walked the show floor here at VMworld, and it's amazing to see how much is going on. Lots of great new solutions out there. Of course, the poster child of virtualization, data protection, Veeam, in full force, but a bunch of other organizations as well, focusing on the data center infrastructure or hyperconverged environments, the cloud. For example, a great new solution from our friends from Dell EMC with a data protection appliance. Also, it was interesting to see how Hitachi, Cohesity, Pure, and a bunch of other vendors are providing some great solutions that not only combine virtualization, storage, or other technologies, and of course cloud, but also data protection.
From a networking perspective, VMware continued to talk about having consistency and secure connectivity to both multi-clouds and hybrid cloud environments, creating what they refer to as a digital foundation for that connectivity. A big piece of that is going to be around the NSX. And so what they announced this week for the NSX specifically is more support for AWS, Azure, and on-prem. And along those lines, they've got it for hypervisors, containers, and bare metal environments, including Linux, which is a big added support for them. And they also were able to add some integration to vRealize automation and vRealize Net Insight. The other big news was that they're integrating with Arista's Cloud Vision, and they're now able to enforce security policies across those Arista switches as well. And lastly, on the networking front, we saw a lot of progress from the VeloCloud acquisition, and the organizations demonstrating that they now have over 7,500 customers.
So we're here at VMworld 2018, and Mark, I thought VMware is talking about a number of the cybersecurity themes we've been discussing at ESG, including this notion of bolted or integrated security. So security is not bolted on, it's not an afterthought, and that underlying infrastructure has key cybersecurity controls.
It follows right along with what we've been saying, right? There's not a single end user I speak to at this event that says I don't have enough security tools, right? They're trying to eliminate the security tools they have. And one of the ways they're trying to do that with VMware in particular is saying, we have this platform. That platform has visibility into certain layers from a user and identity itself, all the way down to the data. And there's some advantages, or at least some intelligence we can feed out from a security perspective. So Pat Gelsinger was very clear, security needs to change.
Yes.
You know, we may be taking the wrong approach, so let's kind of consider that new approach of security from a platform perspective.
Sure, at the same time, there needs to be an ecosystem of partners that add value on top of that platform. So there's not a one-stop shop here proposition that we're necessarily suggesting, nor do I think VMware is suggesting that as well.
Absolutely.
But we can gain greater operational efficiencies by sort of collapsing that stack, have more capabilities in the platform, and then layer on best-of-breed controls on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've even, with VMware, they have what's called Trust Network, and they have those partners in there.
Sure.
And really the value of those partners is the intelligence they already have. So now you combine the two, and you're able to have the ability to proactively maybe see bad things that are happening on a device, with a user, with an application, and ultimately be able to send triggers or take some automated action.
Yeah, that notion of sharing intelligence isn't exclusive to infrastructure, of course, it's also for mobile.
Right. That's
so
correct.
Think about the Trust Network and their EUC initiatives. We've also heard that partner ecosystem includes vendors around sort of like mobile security, right, that provides intelligence as well.
VMware's play really there is they can take heterogeneous device management. So we kind of term it modern management, right?
Right.
But it's really about heterogeneous device management, and it's about using the intelligence, AI or ML type of driven intelligence,
Sure.
to be able to provide that alerts should something bad happen.
Yeah, you bet. I see it as sort of collective defense. Like it's an all boats rise
Yeah.
proposition. If we can start sharing telemetry and intelligence across the attack surface, being infrastructure all the way out to mobile devices and bring your own unmanaged mobile devices.
That's right.
It's good for everybody.
I totally agree.
Well, great. Thanks very much for listening, and greetings from VMworld 2018.